Here we go.
I have no words for that ending for this main event. You can't even call it a main event. And just to start, I kind of want to go out of order from these matches because I have so much to say. But just basically with the end result, what just happened, they just basically killed one of the best the best gimmicks going for this show week after week. The Fiend, I don't think he's ever going to get that title back, and we already know what's going to happen. I'm going to get into it a little bit later in this video. I'm just going to go ahead and just run through these matches. This wasn't really all that good of an event. I watched this event to see what was going to happen to the Fiend against Goldberg, but I knew it wasn't going to last that long. I knew it was going to be a short match. And when you go to look at this match card, I'm going to put in the description in the video for you guys. You can just already tell, if you guys still watch the show out there, that is. You can literally pick out the winners. You can already tell who's going to win the matches. You already know what's going to go down. And I could say one little highlight here that I mentioned, that I did not mention, but the only other highlight I was looking forward to seeing was the Fiend, and just the way they did him, and just snatched his title away. It seemed like it was just all for nothing. But the kickoff show was the Viking Raiders and Luke Gallows taking on Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson from the OC. I just can't wait to get to that. Just talk about that, because these matches were just too predictable and just going through them right now. But the OC ended up picking up the win against the Viking Raiders. I guess that was the only kickoff show for this, and we're just going to get into the main show. This one particular match that really stood out to me that I wanted to really watch was the Tuwaiq Gauntlet match, which included AJ Styles versus Andrade, Rey Mysterio, and Bobby Lashley, Erick, Rowan, and then R-Truth. But we got a little surprise here, and I think this is the only thing I can take away from this event today for Thursday night, is the fact that Undertaker made a return. And he didn't just return, and he ended up destroying AJ Styles to take home this trophy and become the winner for this Tuwaiq Trophy Gauntlet match. And it was nice to see him. I didn't even expect Undertaker to make a sudden return for this show, but I did see something about, oh, he's been spotted at the arena, so I didn't know he was going to be in this match. I didn't know he was going to actually have a match. I was expecting him to probably come out and maybe announce who he wants to challenge for WrestleMania. But speaking of WrestleMania, I think we already know who his potential opponent might be, I'll say, just for AJ Styles at least. I think this is going to be really good to look forward to, AJ Styles versus Undertaker. Instead of just having these predictable opponents where they just, they're probably going to lose, but it probably won't be that good of a match. But I think this is going to be a good one if it does come to fruition. AJ Styles taking on Undertaker at WrestleMania. But just going through these matches, I can't really get into them. Outside of that, it's just, we're just going on to the next one. For example, the SmackDown Tag Team Championships being defended by the New Day, taking on The Miz and a returning John Morrison. John Morrison just came back, so we already know he's going to win. We already know they're going to be set to win and take the titles away from the New Day. The New Day is a really good, great team, a great tag team division that's been around for a while and held the titles for a while, and it's nice to see them really bring this match together with The Miz and John Morrison. That stable's back together. They're a good duo, and I wonder what they're gonna do next. Are they gonna do who's gonna be their next opponents for WrestleMania? Is it gonna be maybe a tag team turmoil? We don't know what's gonna really go down when it comes to these tag team titles. But it's nice to see John Morrison. He was a personal favorite of mine that I seen from the old days when I used to watch when it was M&M back then. I've been watching since that the beginning of the Attitude Era, where they had M&M with Johnny Nitro, but he's not around anymore because he sustained that crazy injury, and Melina was also with them. But that was one of my favorite tag teams, just watching the show for a while. But it's nice to see that they're now the new tag team champions. So it's just like matches like this, you already know what's going to happen. Angel Garza just beats Humberto Carrillo all over again, so he's streaking. He's on a win streak again. But I guess Monday Night Raw they're going to have Rey Mysterio and Humberto Carrillo team up to take on Andrade and Angel Garza. But he's pretty good. He's from NXT, so it's a nice little replacement. Because I heard Andrade got into some trouble behind the scenes, so they had to suspend him for a little while or take him off, just take away TV time or something. But the next match, Raw Tag Team Championships being defended by Seth Rollins. Here is another one, predictable, and Murphy taking on the Street Profits, as good as they are. But they just got the titles, so why would they lose the titles right away at an event? So they end up retaining. Saudi Arabia's own Mansoor taking on Dolph Ziggler. So I already knew Mansoor was going to win, so he obviously did. And then let's get on to the championship matches, with the main titles for the shows. Brock Lesnar taking on Ricochet. That was short and sweet. Ricochet didn't even get any offense. He got completely destroyed. But I am looking forward to, one thing I'll say is, I'm looking forward to Drew McIntyre finally getting his due, because he was on the show for a while, and he also used to be a part of the three-man band with Jinder Mahal and Heath Slater, always losing every single match and just taking L after L and just never getting that opportunity at a title shot. This is going to be his big chance to really get the spotlight. I hope they don't do what they just did to Bray Wyatt tonight, that they're going to do that to Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. Because if they do, it's going to go down. A lot of people are just going to be upset, because this is ridiculous. So Brock Lesnar's still the championship, still the WWE champion, obviously. So we'll get on to the next match. That was yet another predictable match, steel cage match. Just, I guess, the final chapter for Roman Reigns and Baron Corbin, or King Corbin, in a steel cage match. So we all knew Roman Reigns was going to end up winning this match to close out this feud. With a Superman chain punch to the face. Bayley defending her championship against Naomi, the SmackDown Women's Championship. The very first championship that's being defended for this Super ShowDown event, which really makes history and really cool to see. So this was better than the Lesnar match. So I personally like this a little bit more. But let's get to the match. Let's get to this ridiculous ending for this. I just didn't see this coming. The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, just taking on Goldberg for this match, the Super ShowDown for the Universal Championship. Now, this gimmick, when I first saw this, I just want to share this with you guys that you probably watched the show and be interested. But when I first saw the Firefly Funhouse, I thought it was going to be a joke. I thought, well, Bray Wyatt's ruined now. He's not scary anymore. He's not going to be taken seriously anymore. It made me think about Blue's Clues, the shows that used to come on Nick Jr., and I didn't think it was going to be that all good of a gimmick. But when I gave it more time and saw that they really put something really nice together with the Firefly Funhouse and his other side, these two different personas of Bray Wyatt, the nice and kind one that we always get to see, the silly, goofy guy that's just always on the TV, just laughing and making jokes and just having fun during the Firefly Funhouse every week, and just full of laughter and just full of silly fun. And then the other persona that he brings out is the Fiend. That is a lot more scary. It gave me that vibe, like, this guy is definitely going to be the next Undertaker. But now that he lost the title against Goldberg, this was just ridiculous. He tried to do the mandible claw or something like that, or his finisher, the mandible claw, on Goldberg, but he just got speared left and right. They just had Goldberg just get all this offense and finish him with the jackhammer. But after all that, he wasn't even down. He wasn't even down that much. He just kept going up. He just kept getting up. It wasn't really much of a sell to me. But when you just go to see how they brought this character together, they had something nice here, and now they just killed it. I just wonder whose idea was that? Who wrote that and just thought it was a good idea? Let's have Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, the best thing that's going for our show every week, lose the title to a legend that's barely been around and that's really old and shouldn't even really be in matches for that long. Because last year's, if you watched Super ShowDown from last year, he took on the Undertaker. That match was ugly. That was very ugly. It's just messed up to see that. But when you see something like this, this just killed the pay-per-view to me. This killed the whole event. Forget about that Gauntlet match. Forget about every other match on here. I really wanted to see what was going to happen. I was scared that it was going to probably take the title away, and it happened. So now his whole character is completely squandered. I don't think he's ever going to get the title back. And right off the bat, I already can predict the WrestleMania Championship match. Goldberg's going to show up tomorrow night, and Roman Reigns is going to be his next challenger. It's going to be spear versus spear, and Roman Reigns is going to be the one to shut down Goldberg. And then he's going to be the new champion. I don't even think Bray Wyatt's going to ever even, or The Fiend, however you want to put it, I don't think he'll ever get his title shot anymore. I don't think he'll ever get a rematch, because there's no more rematch clauses. So what can you... There's not much you can really just say, because you already know everything that's going to happen. It's going to be Roman Reigns and Goldberg at WrestleMania, and you know the result. You won't even have to watch the match, so it's going to be short. Roman Reigns is going to come out as the winner and the new champion, and now I don't know who else is going to possibly challenge. But something else, even if Bray Wyatt won, I thought either way it was going to be Roman just having the advantage and being the new champion regardless of the end result. Just putting the pieces together. Because tonight, let's just say Bray Wyatt just won or The Fiend just ended up retaining. His next challenger, they don't have anything else to do with Roman Reigns. He's going to find his way into the title match. He won't have to earn it. He's just going to call out Bray Wyatt and just want a taste of that championship gold, and just... And now that he's done with Corbin, that feud's over with now. So either way, we were going to have Roman come up, and he's going to be the next challenger. They were probably going to just take the title away from him anyway, and just destroy the Fiend. But something I wanted to really say, and something I would have loved to see, was the Fiend taking on Undertaker, and then maybe the Undertaker challenging for his title at WrestleMania. And then that way, the Fiend can beat the Undertaker, retire him, and be the next Undertaker, and just pass the torch. Because he's the new face of fear. But they killed that now. They killed that whole idea. This whole gimmick with the Fiend was just the best thing going for the show, in my honest opinion. I liked it. It was my favorite gimmick. He was one of my favorite wrestlers now. It's just for this modern era, even though it's a lot different now. But he's dead now. But all the questions remain. What's going to happen tomorrow on Friday Night SmackDown? What's going to be Bray Wyatt's next move? Is he going to even find his way back in a title match? Is Roman going to be involved? Is he going to get his chance to get a title opportunity? Maybe it'll turn into a triple threat. But either way, I still see Roman being a new champion, which is unnecessary. He had his chance already. And then outside of that, what I really like is superstars like Drew McIntyre, for example, who never got a shot at anything, finally gets his due and his championship opportunity. I'm scared for him now, because since they did Bray Wyatt like this, I think Drew McIntyre is probably going to lose at WrestleMania to Brock Lesnar. So I don't know what's going to possibly happen next, but I'm looking forward to what they do for tomorrow night SmackDown. I just had so much to say about it, but to me, this wasn't that good of an event. And I think it was okay for a little bit, for the Gauntlet match, to seeing Undertaker return and getting, AJ Styles and Undertaker is going to go at it and maybe set up a match for WrestleMania. That's cool and all, and that was a nice surprise, but they basically killed this pay-per-view.